everyone who came today to listen to John Asfour's poetry. And he lives among us because of his books, and he will live forever because of those books and because of those lines. So what I will do is maybe try to share with you some of the poems I personally admired. Every one of us today will have memories about John Asfour, who left us in November last year. But I want to convey his voice as well. And English is actually my third language after Arabic and French. So if I massacre some of those poems, please bear with me. So the first poem is from One Fish from the Rooftop. Off the map. We lived a while on the sunshine in photographs, rebuilt on paper, a town whose street signs have all been taken down and schoolyards sealed, whose squares and lanes no longer tolerate child's play. Made maps from which you could not be erased, though trees were felled and flags burned, tombs and monuments leveled, though armies marched from the south and east and bolted the door of peace. Body of clay huts and stone houses, rainbow of clotheslines and sails, mother of travelers, anything built on your chest throughout the ages has been destroyed. How often have we filled our pantries and cellars to be looted, dug for gold and drinking water, with only muscles to gain, and in the end, piped water in from the next village. It was our fig trees and vineyards that withered. Our apples were the first eaten by worms. Into strange cities, we sent one family after the next and waited for us to return with medals to pin on your chest. No one recognized us, no one sent back a postcard. You lived on memories carved in rocks and caves. On my map, clouds still drift over the mountain and slip around the other side to surface in lake water. Birds gobble from each roof as the blind postman makes his tour. Not in the books. When the war came to Aitanit, she was preparing for a wedding. All the village feared the world would be permanently deranged and wondered what they had to do with it. They hid their gold and wheat so that if that had to die, no invader should have what was rightfully theirs. They knew exactly what to do once attacked, and the memories of peace gradually faded. They could not understand why their animals were apprehensive and why the trees shed their leaves early during the war. They wept and quarreled with each other, made up their differences, discussed freedom, and prayed to all the saints they could remember, while danger and fear grew daily from familiar foodless soul. Whoever had any concealed it. Young brides refused to sleep with their husbands. Mothers prayed to die before their children came to harm. Their lives were small and the earth was unkind. Who, they asked, had let this war slip over their thresholds? There was little sleep at nights for thinking of the young men barricaded in ditches who described their feelings afterwards. They were told that God tries his servants and looked at each other and trembled. Some died without a thought for heaven. Some bled, lost limbs. Alive, others sat and stared into space. How could a little town above the lake resist? All the war long Aitanit wept for her children. Would history know of her saddened daughters, her living sons? Will she enter the books? And will the postponed wedding be rescheduled? From Blindfold, I've chosen short poems. The Cutting Edge. Are we rehearsing, or is this the real performance? Who is directing tonight? I'd like to know. Unreal, it is also unreal. The boots are wet, the mitts are lost. The door handle of the car is missing. The coat is too small, and where is my lunchbox? Has anyone seen the keys, and who left this knife on the table? The faucet's still dripping, the garbage is too full. And did you hear what the weather is going to be like? There's an overdue bill here, and who's playing the lead this evening? None, so it happened. The cat jumped onto the counter and had her nose in the salmon. This part of the play does not need a plot. It doesn't even have to be included. What do you think I should wear to the theater tonight? Will there be any fingerprinting, and will anyone mention the war during the intermission? Please, let's keep this scene in for now. If it doesn't work, I promise, we'll take it out and go back to the original script, or back a few years in the play, and let the characters rehearse an earlier scene in their lives. The interview. Everyone is impressed, delighted to meet me. I have it all: education, awards, experience, and looks. One interview after another leads to the same rehearsal and drills. The questions are direct, the inquiries expected. Each member on the committee asks questions about my specialty. Some are more obvious than others, some not so easy to discern. I sit before them, formulate concise and intelligent responses for them. They drill me, challenge my ideas. No false assertion here, no priggish words. We all agree that literature is the best of the humanities, and teaching is a noble profession. I piece this together with no training in science. These are my judges, after all. I need the job, and they need my skills. They have asked for the interview, haven't they? They must have seen something significant in my letter of application or in my curriculum vitae. I explain the process of scanning papers and books and the power of employing a screen reader software to link me to the world. Then, silence. I hear the woodworms outside laboring inside a tree trunk. Someone shuffles a paper. I feel the stars shift in their orbits. All the economical equations are rendered useless. All the political theories are obsolete. I wait. Love to make them squirm. Love to make them look for adequate phrases and codes of behavior. Then again, I'd like to make it easy for them, like to tell them what is politically correct under the circumstances. I know what they want to ask. I know what they dare not ask. I know, and they know, and I think, why doesn't anyone inquire? Dr. Asfour, why should we take a risk on a blind man? If you allow me, I will read the last one. It's very short, but it's one of my favorites. Silver threads. He recalls the absence of sound, the impossible silence, the disappearance of light. He is only aware of the movement of his mother's hand inside her purse, looking for her handkerchief. He recalls her warning not to play with unknown objects, the type that explode on impact. Later, he lies in the dark remembering how she pointed out the silver threads of the morning light